at least go back. And besides, in 50 years or 70 years, the cedar shakes rot. I'll take them off and we'll make souvenirs out of them and redo it, because I wanted to try and make it as historically accurate as possible. So we do have organic crops that we will be growing, not this year, hopefully God willing next year. So it will be a working organic farm. It will have the living parable experience. It will have a number of the buildings are just museum pieces. The hog barn, the chicken coop, the carriage house, they're really just museum pieces, not really used for anything, other than that. And then we are repurposing and reusing it because we have to be able to support to maintain it. So I'm going to take a breath. I think I've probably been talking pretty good here. Phew, I'm glad I had my notes. Well, you have to understand, when I walked in, I thought the talk was 15 minutes. So when I walked in, I said, how long is the talk? And she said, oh, it could be 45 minutes or an hour if you'd like. I went, okay, Lord, you got to help me here. So I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to ask for questions. I'll answer any questions. And I do invite you, when I'm done, come up and look at the pictures, because it shows the before, the after, and the night shot. So this is actually the proof set of the printing that happens tomorrow for the book. So I'm going to open it up to questions. Yes?
Has there been any national interest, like a program like This Old House, where they're going to document for like on TV or something at some point?
Yes. So what I decided, which I didn't have any idea what the cost of this would be, I didn't know what video footage cost, but we are doing a 1-hour documentary. So we have captured the complete taking down of all the buildings, slow motion and everything, and now we're going to recapture the putting up. We then, my one friend came to me and said, Dave, are you interested in having this on the Discovery Channel? I said, yeah, do you have a contact? He said, I was just with the owner yesterday. This is how God works. And he'd love to do a 1-hour documentary on the Star Bar complex. I said, beautiful, because I didn't go look for it, but that's how the Lord makes the connectors. So yes, we're open to doing that. It's on Channel 66. I just did probably about an hour and a half interview for them, and they're airing that on Channel 66 public cable channel. But yes, the Discovery Channel is going, God willing, going to do it, yes. And back here, yes?
Yeah, two things. Number
Yes.
one, thank you for taking on this massive project. The second thing is, when we come to the festival, just give me some idea of the physicality. Will folks, for example, with walkers or be in wheelchairs, able to negotiate to
Yes.
see all this?
Yes, everything is ADA compliant. As long as you just tell us, we can take you right up. All the pathways are ADA compliant, the bathrooms are ADA compliant. They can go everywhere in Ironstone Ranch, everywhere in the Star Bar site, except for where the public can't go, which is the main construction site. So yes, everything is set up that way. Yep, so you can be right up front, yep, and park there. And was there a second question?
No, that's my two things, thank you.
Oh, good, I got that, yes.
Do you know who built it in 1977? When was that?
It's on the website. Yeah, so I apologize, I don't remember off the top of my head. But I should, but I don't. That's why I hired a curator. She knows all the answers. But yes, but we do have all that history on the website, and our curator, I believe, will be there, that she can share that information. I apologize. Yes?
The only way we can get tickets is through the website?
So you can go to the website. You can also, if you stop down at Brittany's Hope, if you know where that is, down below my home, I'll make sure Aaron gets some tomorrow, and he can have them. You can get them the day of the event. You can just come the day of the event, no problem. There's some information out there for you. There are also VIP tickets. That's up to you. That comes with a surf and turf meal. It's under the tent. There's some other activities that occur with that. That's all on the website. But no, I'll make sure Aaron gets tickets tomorrow, so they'll have them available at the Brittany's Hope offices at 1160 North Market. And then you can do it the day of the event. Either any of the days of the event. Yep. And you can stay, when you come, you stay as long as you want that day, including the 4th of July. Yes?
The building that was torn down, is that the one where you get off 283, you're heading to Humelstown on the left?
Okay. So when you get off of the Humelstown exit, you make a right with the Loves exit. And if you remember that beautiful limestone home and brownstone corners that had burned out and sat there for all those years. Well, that's called phase 2. So we took that down meticulously, stone by stone, it's all on skids. And phase 2 of the Star Barn complex is to rebuild fairly close and accurately the original manor house, which was a 16-bedroom home that the owner didn't live in, but the people that took care of the horses lived in. So we think it was 16-bedroom. It had a bell tower on it, another Star Barn cupola with a bell tower. We actually have the original bell tower. So we already have the plan, general plan for it drawn up, and that's phase 2. My brother I just met with today, and he said, David, next year you need to take a breath. So we'll probably not start phase 2 until 2019. And we think it's about a 1-year project to rebuild the original manor house. And at that point, then the Star Barn complex will be complete. There are some really, and you'll see some of the shots here. We found this amazing 28-foot-long solarium, which would have been made in England at the time. That's going to be in the Peaceful Pines. That's just absolutely beautiful. We did a black Victorian gazebo in the orchard, the 150-tree orchard, and then we did this grand gazebo, the tower, which is in the vineyard. So those are all either will be up or in almost finished stages. Yes, dear?
I have your information.
My wife helps me out, yes?
John Motter hired John, middle initial Z, how interesting, Grove and his son to build a Star Barn. So Grove.
For, I think it was $8,300. Yes.
Once this is completely done, is the public any given day going to be able to observe this?
No, it is not a commercial property open to the public any day. It's our private home property with the children and all, so it's not open to the public every day. It's open for events, but if you want to come during the week and you say, I want to have a family reunion, I want to have a class reunion, I want to have this event, that event, corporate retreat, whatever, it's very, very, very reasonable to come during the week, not on Friday, Saturday, during the week, to come to be on the Star Barn for your family event. We will have 4, hopefully grow that to more, public events that will be open to the public. So those are in the works for 2018. We just don't want to put them to pen till we know it'll be complete by a date. So there will be those events that the public then can come. But we really don't want to commercialize. We didn't build it to make money. I told my brother it's a 20-year return on investment. Yeah, probably a little light on that. but the investment really for us is about people. How many people's lives can be touched that come to the property? How many can truly see and realize what's happening there and experience in our hearts God's presence on that property? So, but last year we were able to share almost $140,000 of profits with Brittany's Hope to help special needs children worldwide from the Ironstone Ranch piece. So we believe the Star Barn will be very successful, and 100% of those profits go to help special needs children through Brittany's Hope. So that's powerful. We call it, living with a purpose. What other questions? Yes?
Did you do this by forced account with your own employees, or did you hire a contractor?
No, we hired, so my project manager is one of my associates, but everybody else are private. B&D Builders is an Amish contractor out of Intercourse, Pennsylvania, actually below Intercourse. They are doing a phenomenal job, but then we use Halderman Brothers, stonemasons, who I use for all the stonework. They're local craftsmen, phenomenal job. So we use a lot of local craftsmen, plumbers, electricians, everybody like that. But we used Trillium Dells out of Illinois, and they're the Timber Framers Guild, so they're coming in to do the hand hewing, pegging part of it. Yeah, but not DAS companies. DAS companies, if you ever stop at a travel center, a truck stop, Pilot, Loves, or anything like that, and you walk into it, if you look at the product on the back of it, it comes from DAS Companies Inc., located in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. So we manufacture about 6,500 different items, and then we supply a lot of those to travel centers worldwide. That's DAS Companies, located in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Any other questions? Yes?
The barn that you had built near your residence, what's the purpose of that? 'Cause it's pretty cool.
So Mrs. Modulin, my neighbor, came to me and said, Dave, you need to buy my barn. It's stone, it's in Bainbridge. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mrs. Modulin, I don't need a barn. 5 years later, David, you need to buy my barn. It's really a good-looking barn in Bainbridge, Pennsylvania. I have Mrs. Modulin, I don't need another barn, I don't need no more stone, I'm good to go. 3 years later, Mr. Kozer comes to me, hey, I bought Mrs. Modulin's property, and I got this barn, you really need to come look at it. Fine, I'll go look at it. I'm figuring 3 times, maybe it's the Lord knocking. His pet name for me is Knucklehead, because it takes that many times to get through my thing. So I go look at this barn, and you'd have torn it down, that's what they were going to do, and bury the stone. And I saw this treasure. And learning it was built in 1812, getting the cornerstone out of it. The cornerstone was a pictograph. It told the history of that barn. It had chiseled in it the original log house, the picture of it, of what they lived in back then. It had chiseled in it the original sailing ship that they put their tobacco bales on, which was what that barn was used for, was a tobacco warehouse, to go down the Susquehanna River. It had the animals. It had a bird and a deer and a turkey and a pig, animals chiseled in it they had. It had the family initials FM, February 4th, 1812, chiseled into this brownstone cornerstone. So that's the inside of the barn. And then we meticulously moved it stone by stone in the coldest winter, January and February, that I've ever remembered in this area, and re-put it back up based on the way it looked in Bainbridge originally. Put a slate roof back on it. Interior, it's all original hand-hewn wood. It is a piece of art. It is precious. Yeah, so we moved it. Why? Because I saw beauty in this crumbled up, falling down barn, and now it is a piece of art. It is a piece of beauty. You can't go find those stones anymore, those beams anymore. Yeah, so it's fully restored. Yes?
What do you do with the Belmont barn?
Okay, so the Belmont barn we actually took before the Star barn, and I said to my wife in a priority order, I love the Belmont, but the Star barn's got to come first. So phase 3, phase 3, if the Lord wants, the Belmont barn is in a cocoon. You two for $85,000 can buy a covering and cocoon a barn. So it is in a cocoon. And every piece is numbered, all the plans are there. But again, crawl, walk, run. We've got to get the Star barn done and complete. Phase 2 is the manor house. Once that is done, if the Lord wants, we will then put up the Belmont. Because the vision would be on the property that eventually, someday, potentially, people would be able to come here and there'll be 5 barnsteads, including the Star barn, Ironstone Ranch, the 1812 stone barn, which had an original log house. I already ran the plumbing and everything for it, that if I ever find a log house that matched it, then I guess I'll put it back up, so that the people can come here and actually go to the different barnsteads and see all the different buildings that were on an original Lancaster County German barn. We took down in Hubblestone, it was the most gorgeous smokehouse, and they were going to just push it over. I said, well, wait a minute. It was built right around 1800. We took it down brick by brick, stone by stone. We have it all ready to go back up. That will go with the Ironstone Ranch. So yes, So that's the next phase, which is the Belmont. Phew, yes?
The Belmont's gonna be on the Ironstone Ranch? Or
No.
be at-
So the Belmont entrance will be at Newville Road.
Yeah.
So it will have its own area. It had 7 barns. It had a tobacco barn. I don't have a tobacco barn. Anybody that has a tobacco barn that's big, let me know. I need a long one. Yes, dear?
I want to know if anyone from the township planning is here to hear all this for the first time.
Well, they've really worked with me to help me get this and bring this here, because the township realizes this is a jewel for the Elizabethtown community, for West Donegal Township, for Lancaster County, and I believe for the country. I truly believe that. And that we look at it as, we don't own it. We're just the stewards of it. We're just the caretakers. God owns it. And that is beautiful. And we're called to share that gift with others, but respectfully. Because if we just had it open to the public, That road, we would have no privacy, we would have no peace. Yeah, so that's why we're living, yes?
Speaking of roads, how are you going to handle traffic for the second, third, and fourth?
Right, so traffic, second, third, and fourth, great question. So, we had the fire company come out, we put in a second access road in the property that was actually there, we stoned the old railroad bed. So everybody will come in off of Newville Road. They'll come right in there, they'll actually get to drive through our beautiful woods and come out onto the Star Barn project, so that when they exit, the only way you can exit is out Hollinger Lane, but you can't enter that way. Exiting there is not a problem, and you can only make a right-hand turn. We will have police there, traffic police to do that. If we tried to bring traffic in and out there, that'd be a problem. Yeah, so we worked with the township, and the fire company worked with us, and it worked out perfect. So we have this beautiful stone road, you get to have a beautiful drive through our property, and on the old railroad bed where Abraham Lincoln's funeral train traveled when it came to Elizabethtown, right on that railroad bed, so you too can ride on that on the way to the Star Barn. Any other questions? Are we having fun yet? Yes. I'm going fishing on Thursday. You know what? Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I have an extremely balanced life. Tierney and I have 17 children, 7 grandchildren, 2 more on the way? 2 more on the way. We have our major corporation, DAS Companies Inc., which is a huge corporation. We do Brittany Soap. We do Stewardship of Mission of Faith, which last year gave out over 1 million pieces of product to help fight the pornographic epidemic in this world. We have speakers that speak to high schools. We spoke to over 500,000 last year alone, 500,000 high school and college kids on purity and chastity and the battle against the epidemic that is destroying families, destroying our youth. You have a child that's 8 years old, he's seen pornography. If he has anything electronics, he's seen it. So we're fighting it, and that's what Rob Longo and I are involved in, full-time ministry. So we have actually, how many, 5? I don't even know. Ministries that's their main thing. We have another ministry called Integrity Restored that helps rebuild people that have been addicted to pornography into the sons and daughters of God they were created to be originally. So me, I have a well-balanced life. Because why? My life's in priority order. My number one of my priority is my relationship with God. As my Father, Jesus, my Lord and Savior, and the Holy Spirit. My number one. Not working for the church, but that's my number one. From that, my second top thing in my balance is my wife. That's God's daughter. I want to woo, cherish, and treasure her heart every day. I want to court the heart of my beloved every day. So I ask God every morning, Lord, please love your daughter through me. Jesus, please love your sister through me. And Holy Spirit, purely and passionately, please love your bride through me. And he answers that prayer. And so
Tough assignment, isn't it?
I didn't say that. But I'm saying this because if there's no message you hear today, third of my priority are children and grandchildren. What I invest in them, they will reap and I will reap. So I invest in them. Everything else, the next line now is called mission opportunities. It's the church, the workplace, the community, the Star Barn. And then number 5 is self. Making sure that I put healthy things into my body, through my eyes, my ears, my mouth. I'm not so good at that. So that I can be healthy for my family. And that's really my balance. And you know what? That's my checklist. Every day. And I have fun. Anything else?
Are you still having weddings?
We are. We had 82 weddings there last year. Yeah. In just a little Ironstone ring. So yeah, still doing weddings. Yeah, corporate events. And we're going to see, we want to do a lot more things with youth and school groups during the week. So that'll happen. We just hired a man to do that. So that'll happen next year. Yes.
How many weddings will you be able to have at once?
At once?
At once?
At one time, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. Next year, we better have 3 weddings at the same time that they won't interact with each other.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-tiered pricing. So if you wanted to have rent the facility property at $3,000, you have a beautiful, beautiful section that's yours with all the different amenities and all, yep. Anything else? Yes?
I'm new in this area, I just moved here 3 years ago, living in the apartment building a couple doors away. And I don't drive, so I'm kind of limited in where I get to, but I decided one day last summer to go see the rail trail over in Columbia.
Okay.
And I took my bike on the bus over to Columbia and I rode down along the road, along the river road, you know.
Sure, I know where you're at.
So between Columbia and Washington Borough, I think it's actually closer to Columbia, that I saw an old log house.
Uh-oh.
It looked like it was.
I'm already known as the barn chaser, so. I am. So it's on that Railski Trail.
It's on River Road. If you go down
Yeah.
past the apartments, what are they called?
Oh, yeah, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Columbia, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know where you're at. Oh, I'll take a look.
And then turn left, and there's several houses along there that people just sort of throw together out of old stuff. It looks like.
All right.
Some of
I'll
them,
take a look.
but anyway, eventually you come to this house, it's the log house, and right next to it is a more modern house. And
Okay.
I got off my bike and I walked, I thought, well, if they want to throw me out, they can. But I walked all around and looked at it,
Good.
and it looked like it was in pretty good condition, but unoccupied.
Honey, you ready for a road trip? Any other questions? Yes.
What type of retail store or souvenir store would you have on the show?
We are gonna have, we are permitted to have one at the Ironstone Ranch and one at the Star Barn. We're gonna have just a small area, in one of the buildings. We'll have some, like shingles, and we're gonna have slate shingles and different things available the second, third, and fourth, and we'll watch that grow with some shirts and things like that, but again, I'm really not looking to commercialize it. You know, I really don't want that, but I will have some things, I will. Yep. Any other questions? How did I do with time? Shoot, did I wear everybody out? Thank you very, very much.